Stay cool, baby.
Okay, this is my completely 100% unbiased opinion on Mac versus PC. I'm going to start off by saying PCs suck and I hate them, and everyone who uses them should die. No, I'm not. I'm going to go through and I have a list of topics. I'm going to compare the two based on the topics. And I don't have much time. I only got 10 minutes and I have a lot of topics, so let's just get right into it. First up is OpenGL versus DirectX 10. People say that the only reason there's a lot of games for DirectX 10 is because it has a chokehold on game developers. If they want to sell a lot, they have to put it on DirectX 10 because most computers are DirectX 10 compatible. That's not true, because Windows computers run OpenGL too. So do Mac computers. So if you really wanted to mass produce your game, you do it on OpenGL so you can easily port between the two, right? So that's not a valid argument to say that it's because they have to. Now, me personally, I only care about what you see on the screen. I think, in that sense, DirectX 10 is better. Maybe not as an API. I'm not a developer. I don't know. But as for the consumer, I'd rather have a computer that can do DirectX 10, because what you see on there is games like Crysis and blah blah blah, all those games. So that's better for me. Think of it this way: even if OpenGL was better as an API, which I think it is because it's open source, let's say you have a PS3 versus an Xbox. PS3 has absolutely no games, except for you can only put PS2 games in it. It only works with PS2 games, and your Xbox has Xbox 360 games. Sure, the PS3 can produce better graphics, but there's nothing out for it that can make those better graphics, that you can see those better graphics with. So the Xbox still, in a way, has better graphics, even though it doesn't have the capability to run high graphics to PS3, if that makes any sense at all. Which probably to most people it won't, because I'm just rambling. So, next topic, compatibility. Now, on my Mac, I have a lot of things like cameras that I want to plug into it, my phone so I can get ringtones, keyboards, like piano keyboards, all that crap. None of it works. And since there are no drivers for, you can't go to like a driver place that I can find that has anything for Mac. You can't add that to its compatibility list, I guess. Whereas on my Windows computer, I just plug it in and it works. I mean, kind of. Which brings you to my next topic, drivers. I hate drivers. I hate searching for drivers. I hate dealing with drivers that screw up sometimes. In that sense, I like the Mac better, because if you plug it in, it just works. And if it works for Mac, that's all you have to know. If it works for Mac, you plug it in, it's going to work. Don't have to worry about anything else. On a PC, you got to install software and update drivers and make sure they work great and blah, blah, blah. So in that way, it's kind of a pain in the ass. But at least it works with everything. You know what I'm saying? So they're kind of equal there, if you ask me. Next topic, moving along very quickly, is viruses. Everyone knows this one. I don't think I need to explain it. More viruses for PC, no viruses there's viruses for Mac, but there's such a small amount of viruses for Mac. I'm not running antivirus on mine. I don't worry about it. I figure the chances of me getting a virus are very low, and now that I just jinxed it, I'm going to be going out to the store today and buying antivirus for my Mac. Next for discussion is crashing. Now, applications crash a lot more on my Mac than they do on my PC. However, my PC's operating system crashes a lot more than it does on my Mac. I get blue screen of death if it's on for about 2 days. It could be because I have worn out RAM. I only have 1 gigabyte of RAM on XP, and it's worn out. It's from 2003, so that could have something to do with it. I don't know. All I'm saying is what I see on the screen. Which is what I'm all about. And next up is hardware. Hardware on the PC, in my opinion, maybe it's just because I'm a gamer, but is better because you can custom build your computer, you can tweak every little detail. You don't have to worry about if it's compatible with PC or Mac or whatever. You just plug it in, update the drivers, it works. Anything. And you get things sooner on a PC because Apple has to do their quality certification, which to me doesn't matter for super high-end products, like from NVIDIA, like the 9800 GX2, because if it's costing me $600, it better work, and chances are it's going to work. NVIDIA put a lot of work into it. I guess in the end, it's kind of like on a PC, I'm waiting for the newest hardware. On a Mac, I'm waiting for the newest hand-me-down of hardware. Next up is software. Some guy told me that having a lot of software doesn't do you any good if most of it is crap. And that's kind of how it is in the PC. If you go down the PC aisle, there's a ton of software that I couldn't care less about, like little cooking programs and crap like that. So yes, in a way, PC has a lot more programs, but of the ones that I care about, there's about the same selection between Mac and PC. And actually, on Mac, they have some that I like Final Cut Express. I like that. To me, Final Cut Express is about the same as Sony Vegas on the PC, but it has some better features. But those features I don't use personally. There's also there's free software that comes on your Mac, which I love. It's got the whole iLife thing. I love that. Sure, iMovie sucks, but I think iMovie is... Well, no, I think iMovie is equal to whatever the one on Windows is. It does come with iPhoto, which is actually a pretty powerful program. It doesn't just organize your photos. You have some control over tweaking it with color correction, all that stuff, which is nice. It's also got Photo Booth, which comes with my Mac because I have a MacBook. It's got the iSight camera, which is kind of cool. It's got cool effects and stuff. Crappy quality, but it's not bad for a little camera like that. It's also got, let's see, I'm looking at my dock right now, iWeb. I love iWeb. I wish I could use it more. Sometimes I make sites that I never use just because it's fun to play with it. It's actually very powerful if you look at it, because it can export into all HTML and you can see all the code it's doing, and all you do is just drag around things. It's kind of like Dreamweaver, but you can't really edit the code very well. It's kind of a pain. Let's see, it also comes with, well, Chess, but I think every computer comes with Chess. What else does it come? GarageBand, there we go. GarageBand, I love GarageBand. That's a really powerful program, and it comes free with Mac, and I'm looking at it and I'm running out of time, so end result, I think Mac has better software. That's just me. Well, except for games. There's way better games than the PC. In terms of freeware, I think there's a lot more freeware for PC. I don't do much freeware, but everything that I find that's freeware that I think is interesting says it's for Linux or Windows. And rarely do I find it say Linux or Windows. Oh yeah, and Mac too. So Mac doesn't have very much freeware, but then again, that's good because it's harder to get viruses that way. And besides, anything you really need already comes on your Mac. And my last topic here, something a lot of people are going to tell me to shut up about, but I don't care. It's what I'm into, is games. Games obviously are way better on the PC, but it's not terrible on the MacBook. If you want to spend $400 and you want to get a copy of, say, Windows Vista, the high-end one, I don't know what that is. I really don't care. I'm not planning on using Vista. But if you want to spend that money and have two operating systems, then a Mac is great for gaming because, well, certain Macs. The MacBook, no. I have XP on my MacBook, and actually it runs games better in XP than it does on OS X. But if you want to spend $400 and get the high-end operating system for Windows, then that's great. If you have a Mac Pro and you get an upgraded graphics card, they're pretty good for gaming. They're not great, price for performance-wise, you can get you can get a much faster gaming PC than a gaming Mac. So, in that sense, obviously, the PC wins for gaming. Plus, it's $400 cheaper because you don't have to rebuy the operating system. Unless you're building it yourself. But that's my comparison on Mac versus PC. I hope it wasn't too biased on either side. If anything, I think I'm starting to get a little bit more biased with my Mac because my PC's been pissing me off lately. it lost its Ethernet port drivers for some reason. I can't find them, and now I can't find them on the internet. So for internet stuff, I'm using purely my Mac right now, and I'm running out of time. I'm watching the clock tick down. So that's all I have to say about that. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I think I deserve 5 or 6 stars. I did very good on my video. That's a joke. You need to calm down. There was no video. So rate, comment, subscribe, all that crap.